grateful way they are having. So, and then we have 6 employees. Half of the employee they used to be on the street. Today they are no more on the streets. So that's what we are here.
We also have clothing items like today, for example, I brought about 3 suits, and we have a fellow today who is going to an interview next week, so he's set. Okay, so that's just basically some next level of dignity for folks.
And you can see how impactful that really is. Wow. Mercy Holistic Ministry also gives showers, haircuts, meals, and clothing to those experiencing homelessness. As of now, they have provided over 5,000 showers and hundreds of haircuts. Now, this is the second time this year the group has provided the bikes and repaired those bikes. Pretty incredible.
Thank you guys for coming, and this is Mercy Holistic Ministry, and I feel like I'm surrounded with a lot of spirit in here, so I feel good. So we want to talk about what you guys doing for on the 19th, and we're doing some fundraising for homelessness when it comes to shower, giving them the necessary things that you guys been doing for a long, long time. So I want to start with you, Dave, and introduce yourself, and then we can go straight to the questions and who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm the board chairman for Mercy Holistic Ministry. I've served that way for, I think it's 4 years now. We've had the shower for over almost three and a half years, and it's been a blessing to see people go from homelessness to employment. That's, I guess, in a nutshell, what I'm most excited about. And we invite you to join us on the 19th. I'll let someone else talk about that.
Yes, and Bill, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, on the 19th, and part of being a small nonprofit is that we have to provide our own financing. So on the 19th, we'll be doing a dinner, which will include an auction as well. Hoping to have about 200 people there, which who will be well fed, and we hope they'll be interested in some of the auction items that we have. There's quite a variety, and almost something for everyone. So looking forward to a great evening.
Perfect. Thank you, Bill. And Brahanu?
Yeah, my name is Brahanu. I'm the founder and the executive director for Mercy Holistic Ministry. So this is the third annual fundraising and an educational night. So it's a 2 parts, especially fundraising. You know, it's a teamwork. Whenever we are standing together, supporting each other, we can bring a peace for our city when we are serving needy people. So because of that, that's the event is really more about, and then also education in there.
Yeah. How about Marion? I know you.
Marion Smith, on-site supervisor for Mercy Holistic Ministries. For 3 3/4 years, we've been providing showers since day one. I can still remember that, January 5th, 2021. It was a Thursday. So so we had learn a lot from people. People have learned a lot from us. We've been able to give to a lot of people and to expand the program, because when we started, we didn't have haircuts. When we started, we didn't have the bikes and so forth. So that's what it's about. It's about opening up and doing as much as you can. And where you can't help someone, maybe just doing that little baton handoff and leaving it to someone who can't help.
Absolutely. I've known you guys for a long time when you guys had only one shower, and then helping one homeless at a time. So now, how many years later?
Well, it's about, like Marion said, about 3 1/4 years.
Yes, that's right.
Started right in the middle of COVID.
3 years and 11 months.
Yeah. And you guys keep it going and even growing. So now we're doing some fundraising on the 19th. And then if you can talk about it a little bit, and then
Sure.
go through with
Sure,
that.
yeah. We've expanded from the location we have downtown, 13th and C. We've got 2 other locations.
Yeah.
So we're serving a wider population. 3-4 days a week, some weeks. And on the 19th, we will have a panel of formerly homeless people that will be interviewed, and we'll hear about their journey. Has been characterized as maybe 1 mile into homelessness, but 5 miles out. And so it's a difficult place to be, and we are all about giving a hand to those folks, helping them any way we can. with prayers, with food, with haircuts and showers. With various ways. So,
Absolutely. But on the side, we know that we will companies again of the 95 because of our property people to actively put there not only, you know, we the fund and everybody contributes because it's happening to be homeless community, you know. So how do we get people involved so they can actively, they don't have to be like I just participate with you on really hard and running behind family help, you know, really by more.
The dinner we do is an annual
Yes.
function and one of the highlights of our year. But we carry on the ministry every week,
Yes.
and we're looking for actually a base of funding that would support that. So we do
Yes.
quite well once a year with our dinner option,
Mhm.
but we really need funding on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And that could be $5, it could be more than that. We'd certainly welcome that. And we'd look to a number of the area churches to actually put us in their budget and support us on a regular basis. And
Absolutely.
so far, that's been working very nicely.
Mhm. So with that fund, you know, I know you guys need a lot of, you know, I know you have a shower right now, portable shower, there are hygiene stuff you guys give. So what is that fund going to do for you guys to be able to help the homeless like you do in your radio?
Yeah, when we are thinking about our ministry, a lot of invitation is coming from churches, from cities, from different kind of community. We need you here. We need you there. So we have 8 employee, 7 employee part time, 1 employee full time. So when we are getting more days, for example, right now we are 3 days in a week. We like to expand more, 4 days, 5 days next year. So for that one, we have to fund. Otherwise, we cannot pay for our employee. We cannot pay for, we cannot, serve our community, especially the unhoused and homeless community. Whenever they are coming to us, we are, because of their dignity, we are providing brand new underwear, socks, hygiene kits, towels. Those it needs finances.
Yeah.
And then also we have a trailer. In next year, we are planning to add more trailer, more truck. For that all out, we need a fund. Otherwise, we cannot, expanding. Whenever we are more serving our community, we're gonna be more positive influence is gonna be there.
Yes.
If we are serving human ego, they are not attacking our community. But if we are just refusing them, just ignoring them wherever they are, they're going to be come back to us and then they're going to be hurt us.
Yeah.
So we are here as the team representing Sacramento community, California. So we are the ambassador on the site. If you are supporting us financially,
Yeah.
we really greatly appreciate, because it's all about the community work.
Absolutely.
So I recommend, whenever we have also Zion on her Facebook, in my Facebook, there is a flyer there. When you scan QR code, you can just donate whatever it is. That is really bringing a change for our community.
Yes, absolutely. And Marion, I know you've been, yourself a homeless. Now you are an employee, and also we've been through a lot of, not only just you guys to just, get them shower, you guys also get them jobs. You hustle me every day, like you have jobs, and then the other community. How is that even helping, people getting involved, not just even beyond homelessness?
Can you repeat that?
So I was saying, it's not just you guys, not just giving showers. You're doing more than that, even giving them the road to recovery, the road to getting a job and getting into the society.
Right. The thing starts with, making connections with people, because we like to think of them as over there and us over here. Well, I thought about that, and I thought, okay, I'm working at these work sites. I'm the on-site supervisor. Why don't I employ something that I like? We've got these bar stools there. Why don't I invite the person over to sit down with us? So we're sitting down, we're talking. They only tell me the things that they want to tell me, because you don't want to get into a person's personal business for obvious reasons. They're still connected to the pain that put them there in the first place, right? So I've done that, and out of that, people would say things starts to grow. And then people say, well, volunteer. And saying can I volunteer, it's another way of saying I'm in pain. Every day is the same. I want to do something with my life. I don't know how to articulate that. Why don't I start with just helping you to do this, that, or the other? So we have a fun environment where it's more laid back. Of course, they're vetting me. I'm vetting them. I run things past my coworker to make sure that we don't invite someone into the fray that will make things, circle the drain and spin out of control and so forth. But that's what I find is really helpful, is if you make those connections with people by sitting down. They're sitting right next to me. I'm saying, are you from Sacramento, or what brought you here, or that sort of thing. And that's some pretty interesting people. People who are connected to world famous people. We met this one fella who's a cousin of the world champion from 1930s, Max Baer, the boxer. So you never know who's in front of you, right? But I noticed that he had an injury to his leg, so I said, sit down. He really appreciated that. And so when they volunteer, and Rohano brings something, I let them have a first crack at getting something, because it's my way of rewarding them for helping us out in the situation. We don't always have the volunteers that we need in order to get things done. And I just also want to talk about, you were talking about how expanding can help us. Look, it's nice to have in the military, they have something called redundancy, right? So, if this gas tank goes out, then you have this other one. The plane's not going to crash, right? Okay. Well, it'd be nice if, like the underwear supplies that we have in front of us, know that I don't just have to say, sorry, it's run out, because, those people that might be the feature item that they need. I came here for some underwear because of whatever the situation is. It's happened a bunch of times. It'd be nice to know in a warehouse we have that redundancy, and not to think, okay, well, I've ordered them, I'm still waiting for them to come in, because you feel you're into these apologetics, but still nothing is being done. So I like that aspect of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, David, and you guys are doing ministry too. This is all about really giving back to community, helping hands. And in Sacramento and beyond, in California, even though we are the richest state in the country, and the fifth, sixth economy in the world, and we still have so much homeless problem. So what do you think is like the sustainable solution? I know everybody needs to do what you guys doing, because it's not just we can't wait on the government to save us. We gotta have our own community help each other to save. So what do you think it would be like the solution that because it's getting out of hand right now?
A lot of people are pretty frustrated with all the money that's gone to the situation, and we don't see, at least most of us don't see, a lot of change. When you can change a few lives, you thank God for that. I think what was brought to our attention just the other day was that there are a lot of businesses downtown that are struggling because they don't get traffic because of the homeless population. Well, I'll invite you as a business owner downtown, or maybe a friend you have or a relative, to find out more about Mercy Holistic and what we can do to clean this up. Because we want you to succeed too. Zion, you're a business owner right downtown. You've been successful, and some businesses are really struggling. So we'd like to explore maybe some partnerships where we can band together with everyday people to see what we can do together to work on it. So feel free to contact us. Contact Berhan, contact the board, contact Zion. And we can have a dialogue, see what we can do with the power of community.
Absolutely, I agree because as a small business owner, we right now, the homeless is I'm on Broadway, so they are part of the businesses, small businesses, and we see the same people again and again. For the past, I see some, 3 years, they still on the street. So that's how like, where is their help? I know you guys to put you not enough. We need the whole community to come through, the whole city officials to come through, the state to come through. So how do we? These are our family members too. These are like not only like Martin was saying. We have our sisters and brothers and mothers. One day we are one check away from being homeless. So we need to stop judging, like Jesus was saying. Did you feed me when I was homeless? Like every time some homeless comes to my restaurant, there's no way I'm gonna say no to them, regardless, because God said I could be that homeless.
That might be Jesus here.
So otherwise, how are we helping Jesus when we're not helping the people in need? So,
and I think, if I could interrupt for just a second, that we, Mercy Holistic, did send you someone from the homeless community. Did we not?
Yes.
And I think he's helping you a great deal.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. We're helping each other. They're helping us. We're helping them. And that way we reinstalling actually their integrity and their dignity, which as a human being we all have under God. That was given it to us regardless. And you guys are doing an amazing job by really reinstalling that. As a business people in the city, we have to also get involved and help our community whichever way. So, I mean, especially businesses small, not only small businesses, the city officials need to get involved, because this is not just a business problem or, ministry, church problem. It's supposed to be the city officials need to figure out. So what would you like to see them do? Because do you see them do the work and helping the homeless when you guys are going through all this? What would you like to see? Not just the people like you, like me, but what is the politician used to do?
Yeah.
Because you deal with that every day all day.
Yeah, we got our trailer in 2020, end of December. So on the same month, we got an invitation from Folsom City, other churches. So they say on January we're gonna be starting, winter sanctuary. We have 5 churches. Every week they're gonna be hosting homeless community. Can you come and then help us? So we started with that team. We need 5 weeks. We bathe them, we get a shower, we sleep them out of human being. And then after 5 weeks, we got this meeting finally. So I remember the police department gave mentioned I was here in charge of in charge of homeless community. The last 45 days, every day, I'm getting from the community. That is the last 5 weeks. To feed them, they can't fall in their phone. Therefore, the congregation will come in kids because of that last 5 weeks, we never did any hope for our community. And then we say, finally, and you bring the peace for our city. So when we have anything to give, we are seeking how to escape their churches. Jesus, community leaders, everybody's understanding they cannot do this. We are just working for our cities. Yeah. They have got this, they will be position, we have a lot, that we mentioned, they were in a big position, but ended up just one day on the street.
Yeah.
But if you check their background, they are amazing guys.
Yeah.
Just they need our teamwork. They need just we have to give them attention. Let's treat them as a human being.
Yeah.
As a community, we have to stand together.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna be different in religion, identity, political. That is our different. Let's set aside that one. Let's focus in our citizens.
Yeah.
They are our citizens. They are our brothers and then sisters. They can change from there. For example, on Saturday, 2 of we invited two guys. The guy name is Jeff, and one day he was living amazing life. His wife just asked him, leave my home, and then he left, and then he ended up on the street.
Yeah.
And then now he changed his life. Now he's buying motels, hotels, changing back to the homeless housing. So people, maybe they can throw in different way on the street, but if we help them, they can come back instead of consumer generation on just begging on the life. We can change their life to productive generation. But that's gonna be happening when we are standing together as a one team. So I invite all the cities officials, all the cities, the county, the state, federal.
Yeah.
I know you have in comfort zone. It's very hard to get out from your office. We are here representing you.
Yeah.
At least if you are not coming, support us. Not only our organization, a lot of non-profit organizations, they have a big heart. They have a compassion. They are ready to serve others. But support them financially. Support them giving free cars, different kind of buy for them whatever they need. They're gonna be bring a lot of changes. Imagine if 1-2 organization going on full send is in 5 weeks. If we bring in peace, why not here in Sacramento?
Yeah.
We need collaboration. We need hand to hand together. Otherwise, we just calling police, kick him out. The homeless is bringing more chaos.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was in Lausanne and Fish. A lot of police departments, they are just tearing out all the tents. That is more bringing enmity.
Yeah.
They're gonna be attacked back. Attacking is not bringing any solution, but let's serve them as a team. So I highly recommend you, I invite you, whatever talent you have, whatever position you have, let's stand together for our citizens.
Yeah.
That's my message.
Let's show up. Let's show up and put the money where our mouth is. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, Martin, is that I'm all about policy.
Yeah.
I know they created a law right now to remove the homeless at the federal level, but they need to come up with also a policy. How do we protect them? So there's no protection, like you were saying. They're just removing them without creating a space for them, a space to heal, a space to stay, a space to get the medical necessary. So what do you think that?
Well, all too often, years ago, you could use many fine analogies for this. I remember watching a movie where a guy was in jail and he sits down on the bench and the guy says, "You're on my bench." He moves him, right? So moves to another bench and the guy says, "You're on my bench," right? So where's he supposed to go? So the analogy is with the homeless situation. They would say, "Okay, you're loitering here," and so the person will move on and say, "Okay, you're loitering here. What's the logical solution to this? Am I supposed to become a wisp of air and just disappear?" That doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense. But I think very often the voices which are most potent are the ones that are not heard. So people have solutions. I'll give this is a perfect example. I used to volunteer at a food bank years back, and one of the places that we would go, we would get off on I think Marconi Avenue, but on the way back we would see this storage where the tough sheds. So you can buy a tough shed for $5,000. I'm just doing the basic math in my head. So 5 times 20 is 100. So you could put like 20 people on it if you had a parcel of land, hook up the electricity, hook up the plumbing. You could have some transitional housing there. How come nobody is doing that, right? So it's like, no. Well, yes, that would work. How come you're not doing it, right? And so I've heard other good ideas, but I don't see them implemented. On the other side of the equation, I'm seeing just for this today, California would have to spend $24 billion to clean up Los Angeles. Okay, I don't think you could. Let's leave it to a bid. One person will say, I could do it for 10% of that. Because I could do this how we'll lay things down. All I hear all the voices who said that there's going to be one of the best people in the world at getting solutions. It's really not the people who said, "Oh, 1% over $1 billion." Well, if you do that without running out of people, then each one of those people probably should have run out. Right? Makes it not really high. But most of the most industry should to rent their house, right? And if you make it fun, if you don't make it, that's still fun. There are a lot of little next things go along with finding housing. For example, let's say let's say that you have a patient on there. Okay, now you're in the same boat with people who have everything who remember this, that, and the other, and that's what I'm talking about. Way how we don't have any credit, then we're going to move on to the other person, right? That person really had happiness, so no, this is not the same situation. Start something else for 8 years. We need you to do something now. What you've done is you start around, we're so we're back home. Yeah. The other side of the equation is that we need to participate in survival because it's a reason that we're out there. And you proceed to look in the mirror and say, this is where I messed up. This is where I need to do better. It's called personal accountability, you know. So unless we do that, then we're just going to have the same problem. And it's not, I'm not pointing fingers at people because if I am doing that, it's out of sadness. Because we park our rig over on next to North 12th Street, and I can see people doing the same thing day in, day out. I feel guilty if I'm not like living up to my goals or something like that. And I'm inside, so you can imagine how a person outside is feeling. And I even hit on the medical portion of things, which is something I see on a daily basis. So it's giving me a chance to vet on this. For example, have you ever seen, I don't know if people have done jokes about this, but there's a person like in a crosswalk, and they're in a wheelchair, and they're spinning around in circles because the only power that they have is from the leg is not a bum leg, and they're trying to get from one side of the street to the other. Right. So who's the person to help them? And it's just right for someone to come along and in a vehicle and slam. Those vehicles don't have any lights on them or anything. So so there's a lot of things that need to be addressed immediately and right now. Even like people who come out of the hospital. Think about this: you're inside and you have like a loving wife or husband, and they say, "Okay, it's time to take your medication." You say, "Nah, hey, take your medication." But what if you're outside? They just kick you out of the hospital. And they give you medication, just roll it out of your pocket. If you don't take it, your blood pressure is going to go up. If you take too much of it, your potassium is going to go down. There's nobody to watch over you. It's cold as heck outside, and nobody gives a darn. And the thing that could just help you, someone just stole it from you and just kick you in the ribs. That stuff happens all the time. So we need more people who will fill the gap so that these people are not falling behind the 8 ball. And we really need to start listening to the solutions that can help, rather than looking from solutions from administrative. Now, that's not to say that the administrative stuff, you can take one person, you can call them a big whale, and they could solve a lot of problems. I won't give the person's name out of respect, but that person died back in 1997. He used to work on the streets of Calcutta where people were born, lived, and died on the sidewalk. And someone said, some wealthy person could just write a check and do everything that person did for the last 20 years. And that's true. Who are they?
What are they? And also, where is the government helping? Do we have a specific for all that? Like they have policy. For me, what I say policy is when they create a policy to remove them, why didn't they create a policy to get the fund from the state level?
Right.
And instead of giving the money to the rich real estater to create homes, and that is called affordable homes. What about the people who cannot afford?
Well, let me bring this back to October 19th. There's a gentleman who has built some affordable housing right downtown at 13th and C for much, much, much less than the government did. And so his name's Mark Marin, and he'll be speaking on October 19th on how we can work together to address this problem. And with that, I need to say goodbye. I have a choir practice to go to.
We'll see you on the 19th.
I'll see you on the 19th. Okay.
Keep up the good work. We appreciate you.
We appreciate
for all
you
the
too,
work
Diane.
you do. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deb.
All right.
Yeah, keep up the good work because
Right.
really, honestly, we can look
My
now.
God.
This is the work that nobody does. And, ministry for me, I know it's good to have church. I'm not against church, pastor. Actually, you are, really the work you're doing is really the real church work. Because church should be out there doing the work. And I see you guys doing the work. And all we need is for people to participate and to support and help, because it takes a village, it takes a community to be able to. We can't just wait on the government to help us, even though they have the fund in the name of, taxpayers' money, supposed to go to the community first before they spend it on something else.
Yes.
So I think, for me, people getting involved, not just saying, we feel bad for the homeless or whatever. What are you going to do? Give us some funds so people can actually do the work. Also, it is important that we fight for policy. The policy that can actually get the fund from the state or from the county or from the city that goes back into the community. I don't see that type of thing. I mean, there's a lot of policy they pass every day, all day. But why don't we have a policy that supports the homeless community? Because we are one check away from being a homeless too. Tomorrow, who knows, But if we as a community, we need to come together, make our government accountable. First, we need our vulnerable community to be helped by the tax that we pay. And especially as small businesses like us, we pay taxes, but at the same time, we still have to support our homeless community. Who's going to hire the small businesses? So the same thing, small businesses are shutting down and closing down because of the lack of support. If they don't support the small businesses like us, then who's going to hire the community?
Right.
And I think the lack of understanding on that is why, as a community, have to come together. It doesn't matter, like Farhan was saying, Muslim, Christian, Black, white, who cares? We are all under God's children. So why not come together as a community, make our officials accountable, and create a policy that we can fight and push forward? So you don't have to worry about begging people to get us the money, and instead of getting directly the money and give it to the people, so they can actually get the mental health is out of control now.
Yes, that's a big factor.
Yeah, the food, I mean, I'm all about food. We eating chemical food. So our mental is affected. Our kids are affected from all this violence and mental health and community violence. And even though there's so much opportunity also that America provides, and so I think, fighting for that policy besides just, doing the fundraising, that's the only way we can make the official accountable. Because I read last time, like just yesterday, actually the real estaters coming together, going against it because they get the money from the state level, from building homes, even more community homes, because they will lose money. You see?
Right.
Because there's no rent control right now. They can charge whatever amount. I honestly don't understand how they can figure out how they're making people charge so much money, especially in California, and still expect homeless to survive and pay $2,000, $3,000 monthly for a huge. So they need to figure out the solution as soon as possible, because these are our community too.
Right.
So I don't know if you could actually ever get an accurate account of how many homeless people there are, but I would like to broach a question. Let's say we have 8,000, right?
They say 10.
Okay,
let's
call
not 8.
Let's call it 10. All right. So wouldn't it make sense to help those 10,000? And then which leads, it's like Chinese boxes, the next question behind that. And then what? Because if you get those 10,000, do you have 10,000 more coming? So the ones who are coming, that has to also be addressed. And do we help them in the order in which they are homeless? Because nobody really talks about that. I've seen people out there for 3 or 4 years, out there to the point where now it's comfortable to them, and that's just not normal.
That's not normal at all.
No.
How California, we're collecting so much taxpayers' money. We cannot help 10,000 here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Why can't we directly help the homeless community from our city budget, county budget? How much is it of it going to mental health, homelessness? Even though they say they put in that, but we don't see it. Do you see it? I don't see it. So where is it? Where is the money that we pay taxes? Yeah, we need the road to be fixed. We need a human being to be fixed too.
Exactly.
I mean, human being is in fact more important than fixing the road. If it was me, I would stop everything and put the money into the homelessness and the people, the vulnerable people that needs to be helped.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And the Mercy Holistic is just chipping away.
Mm.
And we will try and get some people some additional dignity that comes with a shower, with a change of clothes, sometimes with some food, sometimes with a bite,
Yeah.
sometimes with a haircut.
Yeah.
And if we can make people just a step better, make their lives a little more comfortable, and help them on whatever the next step is.
Yeah.
And then I guess we can solve homelessness a step at a time.
Yeah. The basic things.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
basic necessary things they're looking for is access to food, access to home. I mean, that's a basic human right. If you don't have a home, and I mean, that's what is the point? I mean, that is the basic human right. Food is basic human right. Healthcare is basic human right. Education is basic human right. So the homeless is they just need that basic human right that is healthcare as well as homes and nutrition, food.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read, study, and learn if you don't have a place where you could call your inner sanctum. You could go into the mental laboratory and make things happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do.
I see a guy honestly right there at the Queen Sheba. I've seen him for like nearly 3 years. The same guy, homeless, mental health, and we don't want to call police on them, and they take them to jail, and then they come out again. We see the same people again and again. So who was watching out for those vulnerable people? Like, you're not enough. I know you guys are doing what you can. Every church should be out there like what you do.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So when I'm thinking about events, we have our team. Mercy is on the move.
Yeah.
So when I'm thinking the world of business, for example, Amazon, they have warehouse,
Mhm.
they have storage. Some businesses, they have their own storage. They are opening their door. Most of them going to the customer. Amazon, he is going to the customer. He is addressing the only customer. Because of that, not only so in the morning, as a petrol company in the industry, the same is true. If we are going there, in fact, we have responsibility, maybe working there, not started waiting, if not paying attention. So, for example, now they are just get out from their office and city, the state, they are just addressing their people there. They are not sit down inside the office
Yeah.
holding all money. If they are just blaming, doing policy by itself not bringing any change.
Yeah.
We have to move, go there, touch them. They are human beings.
Yeah.
They are not doing hurting you. We are example.
Yeah.
The last 3 and then some months, if one company
Yeah.
serving more than 12,000 homeless,
Yeah.
imagine if the city is going out,
Yeah.
county going out,
Yeah.
churches, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
And then for church, and then for religion people,
Mhm.
I have a message for you. If you sit down inside the church or mosque,
Yeah.
you are not bringing any peace. That is not your call.
Mhm.
You have to get out from your comfort zone. I'm a pastor. I have a big respect. But if you stay there just calling police, that's not our mission.
Mm.
We should be go outside, do something, contribute
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
We can change not only Sacramento.
Yeah.
If we are going out, moving, we can change the world.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Not sitting there and complaining.
No.
We can't do nothing but sitting there, or why not those people doing that? Why not? Why aren't you not doing that? Why aren't you not getting out and doing the work? If not, then put your $5, $10 to support. Otherwise, we can complain all day, every day.
Right.
But people need to act on it. Yeah.
I'm not going to say there are as many reasons for being homeless as are homeless people, but there are similitudes. There are people on drugs, or people who just couldn't pay the rent, etc. I think one thing that might be potentially helpful is if we would ask the individuals who can understand where we're coming from and just ask them what would prevent you from being homeless again once they get into a place, because as people are different, their situation is different, and the thing which might exacerbate or send them into a counseling is also different. So I think that then that can be addressed as a potentiality. Up at Sac State, I had a friend, he was a counselor, his name was Elmo Slider. And he, when I was up there, he said, Marion, look at this list. He said, all these people are failing. He said, they all have one thing in common. They didn't get tutoring. They didn't sign up for tutoring before they took their classes, and now it's too late. It's like starting to lift weights when someone is breaking in your house. By then, my friend, it's a little bit too late. But once a person will get inside, we'll say, well, what is it your inattention to pay your bills, or something of that sort? Then you could maybe they can have an advocate to make sure that that doesn't happen, because it could be something really simple that causes an avalanche to come down on you, and I think that would be a key thing to focus on.
Yeah, because prevention.
Yes.
Everything homeless can be prevented.
Yes.
Gun violence can be prevented.
Yes.
And we pay the city officials, the county, the state officials to prevent those things.
And what would prevent this from
That's the whole
happening
point
again?
of government is prevention and community safety and health and wellness. That's what they are there for. That's what they're getting paid. That's what we're saying, that they need to get out of their office or their meetings and see what's going on in their own community, so they can solve the problem that they are putting the people put them to solve.
Right.
You see? So, but if they don't even know how to solve the homelessness problem, how are they gonna solve our family problem, our old big problem that goes on around us in our community? But that is the example. Like, this is like a basic. You should bring in fact the community together. Have one person. I think District 4. I know Katie Venezuela might be living, but on the next one, whoever is coming around, we need to make them accountable. We need to get them involved from the beginning, and then see what they can do, because this is District 4 and District 7. The highest, because especially downtown District 4 has the highest homelessness. That's what you guys giving services to.
Yeah.
So we need to collaborate with the city council member who's coming, see what they can do to help create a policy to prevent them from going into that homelessness.
Right.
Before they get there, how do we catch our own community and help them before they get there? What is it? Do you see it? What is the help? So we need to do something like that. In that way, there is a specific fund, separate.
Yes.
Not just dump them with everybody else. Separate, because their needs and their want is totally separate. So we can find a separate fund that can actually create programs, especially for mental health. Even if they're addicted to drug, I mean, it's a sickness, a disease, the same way. So how do we get them? There's so much access that they don't even know it exists. So we can collaborate with those access that they provide, so we can outreach to them. And that way they can get the specific help that they need. Because when you talk to the city officials or all these officials, they're like, oh, the access is there, the fund is there, but you're not outreaching to them. You're not going down to the homeless and talking to them, creating a relationship with them. See, what is it you would like? What is it you need? Because everybody's needs and wants is different. For people to get into that point, nobody chooses to do that. Nobody chooses to live away the homelessness, let alone in America, in anywhere in the world. you know. So we don't want to go on what goes on behind. That has to be prevented. Because this is America, like I said, this is the richest country. And the governor last time he was saying, the California is the richest state, while at the same time it's the poorest state. That's not acceptable.
Yeah. There is no problem. We
Yeah,
have money.
that's not
We have
acceptable.
resources, but we
Yeah.
are not organized.
Yeah,
We don't have a
that
problem
is
for any
not
resource.
acceptable.
Yeah.
But we still pay taxes.
Oh, yeah.
So my taxes, California charge the highest taxes. So where is our taxes? If not helping our homeless. They should be, the taxes first should be spent to the vulnerable community, helping the youth, helping the homeless, helping the women and the children.
Well, we know you have a good program when, for example, for a shower program, the fellows have a vested interest. You know, someone would come along and try to get out of hand. They know that this is consistency that we can rely upon. You know, the people here helping out and so forth. And it would be nice if, you know, I could use that same situation with the streets. I saw a guy in Chicago. He was a liaison between the Chicago gangs and the movers and shakers, you know, the city council and so forth. We need something like that here because, at least not my words, but I've heard the downtown area described as a wild, wild west.
Yeah.
There are different places that Rohano and I have gone to. We've served meals up in Woodland at a church. And I was struck by, you know, you could tell like a lot of these guys are either gang or former gang members, but I was struck by the empathy that they would have for one another. You can tell when it's real. It's like, can I get another lunch? I'm taking care of so-and-so who's sick at the camp. I need to like take care of him. So they're really concerned for the persons. And we need the type of compassion and like a liaison between someone on the street so that we don't have all these individual stories going on, but someone who has like an overarching consensus of saying, I'm here now, but I want to be here later, right? As opposed to people who say, you know, hey, it's pretty comfortable here, you know, for a day, a week, a month, a year, 10 years, you know, maybe someone needs to speak upon that because when did this ever get normal? And it's a lot of things start in the theater of the mind, saying, "Oh, okay, they're doing it in that town. Well, let's do it over here." And before you look, and I'll use their words too. Like, I have respect. I won't use the person name, but he said this is like a third world country.
Yeah.
And so, you know, a lot of people who come from third world countries, I guarantee you, they don't go to the worst parts of the slums because they say, you know, we're smart. We just didn't have a podium in order to show what we can do, right? And so we need to demand the same from the people who are born here, you know, or the people who came from other countries just to sit on the sidewalk. We got some of those that help with the shower program. They can hardly speak English. Yes.
I like to add something.
Yeah.
When we were starting our ministry, I was just asking most of our housekeeping, why you are not going to hide? Why you are not look at the job opportunity? They say, I don't have transportation. I need to get out from here. And then after that, what we did, we just started to collect a bike from churches, from different communities. And the last almost 3.5, we donate more than 265 bikes. Mary is our witness. So on March, I remember, whenever we are, you know, donating, we are asking them, if we are giving you this bike, what can you do? So one of the lady, she told me, I asked that question honestly, because we are not giving them to go there, you know, do drugs. That's not our mission. Our mission is just connecting with the job opportunities, go and then change your life. Mary is my testimony. We never give any penny, but we are giving a purpose, which is go and then look at it something. And then one lady, she said, Brano, couple of years ago, I was a, you know, that DoorDash driver. And then I lost it because of the COVID, my car. Now I am recovering. If you give it to me, this bike, I have already the app in my phone. I'm going to be tomorrow starting DoorDash in your bike. Now she's a DoorDash bike driver. She's now changed. So it's just simple, easy things we just need it. So those who have a bike extra in your backyard in a good condition, our office address is 4049 Marconi Avenue, 95821. Just bring them. Monday to Friday, we are working 9 to 1 o'clock. Brings it. We're gonna be maintained. We're gonna be give them. So the last 3 years, you are our witness.
Yeah.
We send a lot of people to you,
Yeah.
and then also the cleaning company, FedEx, Starbucks. They hired for us
Mm.
and housed young, genius people. Now they are changing their life.
Mm.
So the last, almost 30 something people now hired on that company. We are not seeing them now on the street.
Yeah.
So the city, the church,
Yes.
the business
Yes.
people,
Please.
open your door, hire them.
Soon.
Just a small, kind of job opportunities.
Yeah.
That's changing people's life.
Mm.
Just giving EBT is good, but using people's potential by itself, changing the dynamics of homelessness.
Yeah.
So I really encourage you, and then to also on October 19th,
Yes.
this Saturday, come and then learn. We have two educational parts too. So come and then learn from us. Because of lack of knowledge, a lot of people full of judgmental.
Yeah.
I was before 4 years ago, I was the same position you are, but I learned a lot of stuff. So come Saturday, learn and then support us. And then thank you so much.
Please. So just give them a little bit more where it is and what time, and they should come and what they expect if they show up.
Sure. Yeah, it's gonna be this Saturday. It's as I already mentioned, it's the address in our Facebook.
4049,
Yeah.
Marconi and Norris.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we're gonna be our event is gonna be starting 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So we bought it a closet trailer. We have now 2 trailers. We're gonna be displaying. Come and then see our shower. What does that mean? Shower, mobile shower. So see and then go inside. Let's have fun together. Dinner is there. Please come and then join with us. Thank you.
Yep.
Exactly.
And you guys will have, I'll be one of the panelists too.
Yeah. Oh
We'll
yes.
be discussing, there will be
Yes.
panelists to talk about,
Yes.
Yes.
what we can do to help our homeless community, unhoused community. Not only me and you guys, everybody needs to get involved.
That's true.
It's not only my problem
No.
and your problem.
Mhm.
Everyone.
It's everybody's problem here in Sacramento and beyond. We have to think like that.
We do. Yes.
Yes.
And then
that's
thank you,
all.
Zion, for
Yeah,
hosting us.
please, yeah.
So thank you supporting us.
Helping them, it's helping Jesus, helping whatever
That's true.
Uh-huh.
religion, even if we have no religion, still it comes back to us, help and I will help you, give and you'll be received. You don't just receive and receive and receive. And when God says give to the people, the vulnerable people, the homeless, the sick, all type of people out there that we are fortunate enough to have.
Mhm.
So why not share what we have? We're gonna leave this world anyway. Eventually, we're not taking nothing with us. So and God said that He will ask us what we have done. Then we see our unhoused community, and if we just ignore it and not only just make noise like I do, but put your money where so we can help them. And thank you all, honestly, that especially you two, and I just met you today.
He's our board member.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about, Pastor Barney earlier, like, I wish everybody does what you do. This world would be a better
Yes.
place, for nothing. I mean, he does a lot of good work, So if we have fear of like you guys, we can change, let alone Sacramento, the whole California,
Yeah.
because you're doing the work.
Let's see if we
You're
can
going
do
out there
that.
and doing the work without, that is what God wants us to do. So please join us on the 19th on Saturday. And then check it on my Facebook. I'll be promoting it on my Facebook, and you can come and get it from Queen Sheba as well. We have some flyer there. So please get involved and show up.
Yeah.
Show up. Don't just sit there behind your computer and complain on social media. This is not happening. What are you doing to help your own community, whichever way you can?
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much.
I
Time and your
appreciate you.
interest.
Yes, absolutely. We
We'll
have to
keep
do
working
that.
on it.
We are, and if we come together, we are enough,
Oh, yes.
and God will help us.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all.
Thank you. So.
Yes, yes.
Bye-bye.
Mhm.
Ask you about that, sorry.
You have to get up and stretch.
Oh,
No worries. You have to do what you gotta do.
Bring it back. Oh, that's Jose.
What we do.
Oh, that's Robert. Robert again. Sean. That's when they're right on 13C. Oh, that's Ricky.
Thank you, guys. I figured that. Keep up the good work. We need you. Don't stop.
Thank you.
How you doing? Here we go. Nice. Brother.